Welcome back, everyone. We are at the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Going to change things up at the start of today's broadcast. You can see on the side of your screen, Pepperdine, Kentucky. Doubles has started. Of course, we will get back to that match shortly, but we're here at the University of Tennessee campus. As such, we got to kiss the ring, got to talk to some of the players that comprise this 2021 Tennessee men's tennis team. And joining me now in our Cracked Racquets booth, I think he's the only player to be 4-0 here this weekend. 2 wins in doubles, now 2 wins in singles. I am joined by Emil Hudd. Emil, welcome to our Cracked Racquets booth. Congratulations on the victories. How are you enjoying your first few weeks here in campus?
Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, it's been a nice change. I transferred, and James was kind of the main recruiter in that. And since coming here, I've been really welcomed with open arms. These guys had a great season last year, and I kind of came in knowing the expectations, knowing the standards, and it's just nice to be able to compete again against other schools and kind of show what I've learned the last, 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, Emil played at Oklahoma State 4 years there. The first 4 years, I mean, technically the COVID year, but was it three? Three years. Okay, there we go. Math slightly off there, but obviously you had the opportunity to, your coach reached and we saw a bunch of turnover across that Oklahoma State program. I happen to know, though, talking to coaches, talking to others, that you were one of the hot commodities here this offseason. But I'm curious your thoughts on the freshman. Just you do seem to be looking at those 2-6 victories for this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. We practice a lot together and we get on very well, which I think is extremely important. Um, I definitely think that we have the ability to get better with time. I think that he's a very energetic player, likes to be on top of the net, attacking volleys, and I think that that complements my game style. So I think that the opportunities endless. I mean, being surrounded by other good double players as well, that helps.
Energy!
Welcome to the show. Congratulations on your victory. How you doing today?
Thank you so much. Doing good.
Yeah.
It was great playing out there today with the boys.
I feel like it's always a good thing to go 2-0, right?
Yeah, I mean, you leave the court undefeated, you feel good.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And for you today, I know obviously you get to play with Angel Diaz in doubles. I feel like, I mean, are you still at the stage where you feel like you're cheating on Giles, where you're like, oh, this isn't right, I shouldn't be playing with someone else, but you guys get the victory today. I believe you got the victory yesterday as well, I want to say. 2-0, what's working so well for you two?
I mean, yeah, we started playing in practice a bit. I mean, Giles used to play the ad side, so it works out well that Angel is taking the ad side as well. I like his style. He's really solid from the baseline, doing a good job, after a good serve, taking care of the ball at the middle ball. So, yeah, I mean, it's just the basics, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm curious for you now. This is year 3, I believe, for you at this program.
At Tennessee,
yeah. And so I'm curious for you. I mean, do you feel like a veteran now? Do you feel comfortable with your time in Knoxville? Do you feel like, again, you've gone through the lumps and everything heading into your final season?
Yeah, I feel really confident for this last year. Really want to leave it all out there for myself and for the team, of course. And yeah, I feel like I really belong in this program now. It's been tough at the beginning adjusting to this big change, but I do feel really, really happy and confident here.
And I'm curious because your first season, I believe, was that 18-19 year, right? Where you guys go round of 16 and you lose to Florida and you beat them, though, at the SEC tournament that season. And I think that was 2019, right?
No, that was the year
18?
before. Yeah,
that's the year before.
Yeah, my very first year was the year the season.
COVID, 19-20. Gotcha. So then the point to that being, obviously, you get off the ground, you play the kickoff weekend, and then the season's taken away. And now last year, for you guys to have that sort of run, did you see that coming? Did you know going into the fall you guys had that sort of talent, or was it a bit unexpected?
I think it was expected. I mean, the outside people, everyone was always kind of not talking down on us, but they didn't expect it really. So for them, it might have seemed unexpected.
Are you talking to me? Because you're right, I didn't expect it.
But I mean, it wasn't just you. There were a bunch of guys. I don't really follow, whoever. But I mean, coaches sometimes let us know who tweets what. So yeah, I mean, on the court we practiced really hard. I'd say put in a lot of work, but yeah, we started off with the hidden duels, and we've taken care of business there. So yeah, I mean, the season started, and then kickoff weekend, I think we came in as favorites against at NC State. Did our job there, and then of course at the indoors it helped us. I mean, we went 2-1. We lost to UNC, where we did have a pretty good position to winning as well. Lost that doubles point really closely, and then that kind of lost us the match, I think. But that's where we really, backed ourselves and realized yes, we are exactly there where we think we are, and now we just proved it to ourselves.
Absolutely. And I'm curious on that North Carolina match, and I apologize for cutting you off, but I was there at the National Indoors for that one. I believe you and Giles rocked Rinky and Ben on that day. If you guys were playing the 3 position, if memory serves me correctly there, or just in general, the 3 doubles position, you got to beat that Ben and Rinky team badly.
Yeah.
And then I think the next 2 go to tie breaks, right? On 1 and 2?
Yeah. I remember the first match against UNC.
Yeah.
I actually don't exactly remember the opponents.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the scout, and then we just went out there, went for it, and I think we went up 5-0 really quickly. Actually got a break, and then served it out at 6-2, I think, or 6-3. But yeah, I mean, got off a good start, and then it just felt great, and then we unfortunately lost. We had some match points, I believe, on court 2.
Yeah, the tiebreaker, right? It was Mac and Simon taking on Joe and Martin. And the reason I bring up that match, not to start with a sore spot, but just to say, because you sort of referred to it there, North Carolina goes on to win the National Indoors. You guys should have beaten them. I'm not going to say you could have beaten them. You should have beaten them. You had that match in your hands. And so you guys go 2-1 at the National Indoors. You guys win out from there. And then, obviously you ripped through an SEC season where you only lose to Florida. And then everyone gets the one. Your one was the Arkansas match, obviously. But I'm curious, as you run through a season like that, A, what are you guys doing to stay motivated, not rest on your laurels? And B, after a season like that, what does this offseason look like with the, added burden of those expectations now?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the coaches play a big role in that. We always, after when, we look to a new one and basically try to reset fully. So every match is basically a new one. And then, I mean, all the boys on our team are hungry. We're really competitive. We want to win every game in practice. So when it comes to a match day, we're really hungry. We really want to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone on the team is motivated throughout the whole season. I mean, it does get long and tiring, of course, but I mean, we got great stuff. Everyone helps us, great facilities. So yeah, I mean, everyone's motivated. We keep going for it every match.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we were looking forward, and I do want to talk about the way you guys are competing this season. But quick rapid fire down memory lane 2021. Just 2 questions for you. A, when you guys won the doubles point against Baylor, did you think James was going to have a heart attack? Because I was genuinely worried for his health after that jumping fist pump.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that jumping fist pump, but yeah, it was a really intense doubles point, and
that match
we
in general, just such a special environment.
It was a crazy match. Yeah. We went in thinking we were gonna win it, and then got the doubles point, so everything was going as planned, and then it
turned a little bit.
It didn't turn out the way we wanted to.
Sure.
I actually thought at the end when Adam saved match points that was kind of the turnaround. Monday, I think, so saved match point as well. But yeah, I mean, at the end, it didn't work out. So we're looking to redeem ourselves this year, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And you guys know you're right there. The other reason you can know you're right there, you literally beat Florida 2 weeks before the national championships, or 3 weeks, whatever it was, at the SEC conference tournament. And again, what that win does for a program is my real question to you. But I happen to know there's like 3 flights out of Arkansas as you guys are leaving the SEC championships. One of those flights to Atlanta happens to feature both you guys and the Florida Gators. What is that experience like when you get on the plane with the trophy against the team you just beat?
I mean, yeah, for us, obviously, it felt great. I don't think it would have mattered if they were there or not. I mean, for us, it was amazing. I guess it hurt them especially hard, because Adam was carrying the trophy onto the team. And he happened to had to sit down right next to Andy Andrade, who lost the clinching match.
Yeah.
And he had to hold the trophy until the flight attendant, checked everyone in so could take it and secure it. So I think it was especially tough on them. But I mean, we were just happy. Could have been on any flight, really. We celebrated that win.
And no brawl, right? I heard it was very chivalrous that you guys ended up being very kind. Yeah.
We didn't want to rub it in the face. I mean, obviously, we enjoyed it, had our great time.
Yeah, the trophy is enough of a rubbing in, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, obviously, for you guys now, again, what was it, 4 total losses last season on the year, or something like 24-4, and national semifinalists, conference tournament champions. You lose Wiedemann, you lose Hussey. May have been you lose Rogers, obviously, to Pepperdine, but you bring back the nucleus of that team. And then you add in a guy like an Emil Hudd. You add in a guy, like a Matsui or a Gannon, and Angel as well. I'm curious, because for you last year, you're playing number 3 doubles, in and out, 4, 5, 6 lineup. Where does Mark Wallner stand in this hierarchy? And again, for you guys, you know who the top 2, 3, maybe even 4 are, but figuring out 5 and 6, how big of a question is that for you guys this year?
I mean, yeah, of course, it's a question we got to replace. Hussey and Wiedemann, both of them, have been really solid rocks for us last year. Roger's been playing amazing too last year. I mean, he's been in and out. But yeah, we definitely got to replace Wiedemann and Hussey. But we did bring amazing guys in. For me personally, I mean, I leave it up to the coaches. All I can do is prove myself in practice every day, just compete hard. Try, when I get those chances in the fall, just at these tournaments now, play my game and do the best I can.
And speaking of your game, again, how are you feeling about your personal level today? It was a straight set victory on, and it's not a dual match, but it was on court 4 for whatever it's worth. And, it did feel like you were one of the, I think it was you and Hud. You guys were off the court pretty quickly, straight sets, no nonsense victories. Is there, you're a 5th year senior now. There's 2 paths, I feel like, as a senior. You either do not care at all about the fall, you're just done with it, or you realize the opportunity that it is. And I feel like for you fall into the latter camp. Is that fair, that this fall is a major opportunity for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always a great opportunity, but now, realizing it is the last year and that's going to be it with college tennis. I really, I enjoy every minute out there. I just love being on the court and want to, compete against other guys. So that's the the biggest thing.
And for you, I feel like the energy this year, and I felt it again. It's not a dual match, and yet it felt like you were kind of leading the way. I heard a lot of yelling for you down on four. Is that just part of who you are? That spirit? That's what you play with? Or is that is that a special effort here now that you are the fifth year?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think I do play with a lot of energy outside the court. I'm actually really quiet, but then like once I'm on the court, I mean, especially also last year with Hussey, we were extremely loud, and
he brings it out of people though.
He does as well. Yeah, he does a good job at that. And then, yeah, I mean, I tried to be loud. Yesterday we were kind of flat, so today, especially, I tried to, being experienced in my last year, one of the older guys on the team obviously tried to, bring it out a bit extra. And then, I mean, of course, I was playing decent, good tennis, so that helped with it. Because I mean, if I was losing and I'd be screaming, that would be,
yeah,
not making much sense. But yeah, so I just tried, to like get my energy over to, Shunsuke, who might have been a bit flat yesterday, not having his best match, and Angel as well. Just try to, yeah.
Yeah, no, and again, it worked. I think that
energy.
Yeah, I think that energy absolutely translated, and you guys were able to get the victory. And again, rapid fire for you before I let you go. And I know some of you on the side of the screen, you can see Pepperdine taking on Kentucky in the singles portion. We will get to that coverage shortly, but we're here in Knoxville. Got to talk to the faces behind all of the success at Tennessee. Again, for your team, safe to say, flat start yesterday, and you guys got a step better here today.
Yeah, definitely an improvement from yesterday. Yesterday was really not who we are in our core, and yeah, I mean, I guess everyone has one of those days, but I think we redeemed ourselves a bit today, and but still a long way to go. Obviously, still a lot of space to improve, and yeah, I mean, we're just working for it, preparing, and then once season comes around, will be showtime.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know last fall, you hear the rumors. It was going to the Georgias, the Floridas, the Mississippi States and South Carolinas in the hidden duels in the fall that you guys sort of realized, oh man, we are that good. We can have some special results this offseason or this regular season. What are you looking for from this fall? Not just from yourself personally, the team. What sort of benchmarks do you want to hit so that, again, you're ready come January?
I mean, yeah, it's a bit different, I think, this fall because we have those individual tournaments where it's not just hidden duels and you line up team against team.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, everyone needs to find their game, I think, needs to be the best version of themselves. And if everyone does that, then that's really enough benchmark there needs to be. If everyone's playing their game and being the best version of themselves, there's no team that can beat us, I think.
I ask everyone this: why is it the hidden duel? What do we have to hide about it? I've never understood the terminology. I'm like, we can't just call it a duel. That doesn't an exhibition, like all these different things. But no, to your point, I agree, and clearly you guys have the ingredients. I'm curious, what's more intimidating, James's energy or just Chris being Chris?
That is a tough question. I love the energy from James. I mean, I'm an energetic guy on the court, so I love the energy from James.
I'm subtly afraid of Chris Woodruff, not because he's the nicest man in the world, but I just don't cross him. I feel like just
he looks intimidating, but he is a nice guy as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his for sure. All right, let's throw some teammates under the bus. We are here. Obviously, you've gotten to know guys like Walton, like Harper, like Prada so well. I walk into the Tennessee locker room right now. Worst locker, messiest locker belongs to?
Messiest locker. Probably gonna have to give this one to Monday.
Yeah, I heard HUD and I heard Matsui. I heard those are two early nominees.
I haven't really seen HUD's locker room yet. I mean, HUD's locker. He leaves his stuff in front. Might be because his is pretty much filled, but he does leave his tennis bag in front of it.
It's good. All right, your favorite hitting partner?
Favorite hitting partner? That is a tough one. I guess Prada or Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prada, I mean, has this big forehand, which is great to hit with. And then Pat, I mean, gives you a lot of rhythm. Doesn't miss much.
Is the answer not Walton? Because you're just like, I don't want to grind that long.
I mean, Walton does not miss. So
yeah, exactly.
It is great to hit with him as well, but he hits the ball especially big, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, again, we're here in Nashville. Best teammate to go out with?
Best teammate to go out with? Oh. It really is all the boys. I mean,
it's got to be all of them.
It kind of is all of them, yeah. I mean, Adam, Prada, Pat, those boys for sure, yeah. And then new guys, they are new, so don't really know.
Got to break them in.
I mean, I know them, but not all the way yet.
Which freshman? And I'm going to throw Emil in this conversation as well. Who has the most freshman responsibilities right now? It's time to pick up the balls. Who are all the seniors turning to? Is it like
That's
Gannon? Chop chop.
That's Shun and Gannon.
Yeah, for sure.
They have to pick up the balls on the perimeter. Got to make sure the balls are at practice and get the water cool as well.
Doing a good job. All right, who is last one for you? Sneaky strongest, because I think tennis players don't get enough credit for the squatting and the weightlifting that they do, because some of them are freaking jacked. Who's the quietly jacked member of the Tennessee men's tennis team?
Who doesn't look big at all?
Yeah, who's actually super strong. Like, it definitely was Luca beforehand, because,
I mean, yeah.
You're short, you can do 200 pounds. It's a little easier.
But then again, Luca, looks jacked.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So he's a really, really big guy. Who I think doesn't look big at all, but benches with the most is Pat Harper.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course, it's the Aussies.
Looks skinny and I mean, it's quick on the court, but he can throw some weight up.
Now that is what I like to hear. Well, again, Mark, congratulations on your victories again today, and good luck to you all fall. I know you're super excited about this Tennessee team, and I think that's something a lot of people in the college tennis world feel. So, really appreciate you taking the time to chat, and obviously, good luck to you this year.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Welcome back, everyone, live at the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. Alex Gruskin, editor-in-chief of Cracked Racquets. So excited to be with you for the start of our singles action. Now, we missed the doubles. We missed the first half of this first set of singles. The reason we did so, just had the chance to sit down with a couple of standouts for this Tennessee program. Transfer Emil Hudd, who is certain to play a big role on that team moving forward. We also got the chance to speak with Mark Wallner, one half of the Wallner-Hussey doubles duo from last season. Another guy the Volunteers are going to be counting on to step up if they want to achieve what they have set out to here in 2022. But now we get to focus on the tennis happening on hand, and in particular, both of these programs. Strong starts yesterday. We've got Kentucky taking on Pepperdine. With that in mind, let's introduce our singles players. We'll start on court number one. We pick things up in the middle of the action. And it's worth noting for this Kentucky team, they're missing a couple of players on top. In particular, three names most noticeably absent. Their top three players from the 2021 season. No Liam Draxel here this weekend. No Melon Hurrian. We had Gabriel Diallo yesterday, but he just left a few hours ago. Why did they leave? I'm glad you asked. It's a professional tournament. I know, Gary, I believe you were asking this in the comments, and if any of you have any comments, please feel free to join us again in that commentary. But Gary, you were curious. There's a pro event. I believe it's 25K, I want to say, in Illinois starting next week. And, you know, Diallo, Draxel, Hurrian, all heading there to play the event. I know for Tennessee, Walton's going. I know Monday's going. And I believe Emil Hudd also heading that way momentarily. So all of those players getting ready to go play some pro action. That said, still have a ton of fun players on hand here today. And we start here on court one. The most notable performance of any single player, perhaps the biggest upset of day one of this 2021 Knoxville Showdown. The man on the near side of your screen, Daniel de Chong, certain to be one of the leaders for this Pepperdine team this season. Senior out of the Netherlands, earning a 3-set win yesterday over Johannes Monday. See the big overhead there. Kentucky transfer. Francois Musatelli. Francois Dijon, France. Transfer this season out of Old Dominion. And of course, for this Kentucky team who 19-8 last season, caught a lot of people by surprise. Really fun round of 32 match. They lost 4-3 to the Arizona Wildcats. No, they played the football team. They lost to the Cardinals. Kurt Warner, 2 singles. Performance we'll be talking about for the ages. But for this Kentucky team, again, they knew what they had up top. It's finding 4, 5, 6. Is that answer Musatelli? Is that answer Lapidot, Zemel, Sorbo? That's what they're, Mercer. That's what they're trying to find out here this weekend and throughout the fall. So again, all these guys super, super talented. Of course, Musatelli yesterday was at the number 2 singles position for the Cats. Ended up getting a first set victory over Alex Finkelstein, the talented freshman, before Finkelstein withdrew with a back injury. Meanwhile, again, for de Jong, the 3-set win over Monday was your match of the day on day one. Musatelli can get a win today over de Jong would go a long way to show his coaches, trust me, you need me to step up, play 3, play 2, I can do it. But that he certainly deserves a spot in the lineup. We see the de Jong backhand error. 40-15 now, 3 game points for Musatelli. For those of you curious on our format, as expected, hidden duel, as the rest of our matches have been. Doubles already played. These singles matches, 2 out of 3 sets, no ad scoring. Given the theme thus far, I have to imagine that we're playing out the full thirds here in this match. We've played them out in all 3 of our matches thus far. Of course, now the fun really begins. Of course, starting momentarily. 40-30 here, but well aware of the fact. Leylah Fernandez taking on Emma Raducanu. If you missed any of our coverage here at Cracked Racquets of the 2021 U.S. Open, you can catch up on it all on the website, crackedrackets.com. That's just efficient tennis. From Musatelli. He holds 4-5-4. With that in mind, let's quickly, if we can, stop, go to 2. Hot introduction for these two players. Some of you may say, isn't that Andrew Rogers? Why is he wearing Pepperdine clothes? Well, graduate student transferring to Pepperdine, now part of their film school program. Also going to play a little tennis on the side here in his final year. 4-all deuce right now for him against yesterday's final match winner, Joshua Lapadat. And that's the Lapadat we've grown so accustomed to seeing. Lefty, aggressive, is the sophomore from London, Ontario. Takes a 5-4 break lead over Andrew Rogers. Get back to that match. Let's go to 3 for now. And again, it's crunch time across the board. We are entering this match at a perfect time, folks. Again, we're on 3 now. J.J. Mercer, redshirt sophomore transfer from Ohio State. Huntington, West Virginia. He's got 2 break points here right now. 4-all, 30-40 against the senior Tim Zeitvogel of Germany. That's what Timmy Zeitz does. Lefty, just crafty, stays alive, sticks around. For Zeitvogel last season. Was rock solid all year long. Let's go. 9-0 for the team at the 4 and 5 singles positions. And you can get why. It's clutch hitting from Zeitvogel, digs himself out of the hole. He holds 4-5-4 across the board right now. A lot of 5-4, 5-3, 4-all score lines. 1 set off the board. It belongs to Kentucky's Alexander LeBlanc, the junior out of Montreal. 6-3 first set for him. Over freshman for Pepperdine, winner yesterday, Linus Carlson Haldin. So that's where we're at on 3. Shirt change coming. I suppose then perfect time for us to be on camera for that Mercer-Zeitvogel match. Let's go to 4 now. Transfer. Transfer on number 4. Erica Deegan. Deegan transferring over from Gonzaga. Gets the hold, but still trails 5-4 over Yasha Zemel. against Yasha Zemel, sophomore at Haifa, Israel. There's definitely an international flavor to this Kentucky team. You look up and down the lineup. J.J. Mercer out of Huntington, West Virginia. Got Tate Sandman out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Got a bunch of Canadians, an Israeli, a guy from Taiwan, from England. It's a fun blend here on this Kentucky team again. Bunch of crunch times across the board. Can we go back to 2 quickly, Westhoff? We've got a set point on 2. Set point on 2. Joshua Lapadat, 3 of them. He tries to knock off Andrew Rogers on Rogers' former home turf. Just like that, Lapadat, 6-4, first set on 2. By the way, you can hear, much like yesterday when the energy was a bit low for Tennessee, thought the same about Kentucky, was just waiting for the come-ons, was waiting for the let's go Cats, a little team-on-team love. I know it's a hidden duel, supposed to be individual, but come on. We all know better than that. At the same time, that's a set off the board. Let's see, who is serving for sets right now? Let's go to 6, if we can. It's love 15 right now. Corrado Sumaria, senior for Pepperdine, serving for the set. So 30 all here. For Corrado Sumaria, you look for Corrado. Last season, 9-7 overall in singles, 9-6 in dual matches. Came most of the time at the bottom of the lineup, which is where Pepperdine was particularly effective last year. So deuce point coming up now. The Sumaria error for Sumaria. He's taking on Jonathan Sorbo. redshirt junior. Out of, you guessed it, Toronto, Canada. Five all. We play on here. Meanwhile, worth noting, Yasha Zemel, after a big win for Kentucky yesterday, takes a first set 6-4 over Hadigian. Musatelli, De Jong on serve 6-5. Zietvogel, Mercer on serve 5 all. It's either 5 all or the first set to Kentucky. They are playing some very impressive tennis, and happy to report we will be speaking certainly with Peter Kobelt, volunteer assistant for the Wildcats, but beyond him, hopefully we'll get Cedric Kaufman, head coach, on at some point. See if we can't get one of Musatelli, Lapadat, one of the guys. For now, though, let's see if Samaria get that lead back here. It's fun contrast. Fun contrast of styles. Of course, you look for this Kentucky team. Sorbo was 2-0 last year, and for them, you look at the records. 21-2 was Liam Draxel at 1 singles. 17-7 between Diallo and Hurrian at 2. 17-6 between that duo at 3. The problem for them, 14-11 at 4. 10-10 at 6. 13-7 at 5 is fine, but fine's not going to cut it if you want to be a top 4 team in the SEC, if you want to compete with the likes of Florida, Georgia, obviously Tennessee here, South Carolina. In their best years, Mississippi, Mississippi State. Even teams like LSU, Arkansas, Alabama, not to be trifled with. So again, the depth going to be key for these Wildcats moving forward through this 22 season if they want to surpass their mark, get to the round of 16 again. So Sumaria gets the break right back here on 6. Serve for the set again, up 6-5. In the meantime, let's go to 1 if we can. Super producer Daniel Westoff. Daniel De Jong scrapping, clawing as he always does. not always the prettiest. But simply put, half of tennis. Look at Daniil Medvedev. All you got to do is put one more ball in the court than your opponent, and you've got yourself a victory. You can hear the emotion, the energy being exuded by the transfer. François Musatelli. Meanwhile, Mercer got the break. So he'll serve for a fourth first set on the board for Kentucky. He's up 6-5. Meanwhile, Chong here, 1 point away from sending us to a breaker. As soon as we get to that breaker, if we do, we'll go check out if JJ can hold for the set. So the Chong holds. 4-6 all. Meanwhile, let's go to 3. If we can. Of course, on court 3, JJ Mercer, former Buckeye, being coached by another former Buckeye, volunteer assistant Peter Kobelt. They take on a third former, no, I'm just kidding, but Tim Zietvogel. Putting himself in a position now to get the break of serve back. It's 30-40 here. 2 break points for Zietvogel. Meanwhile, it's a set point for Samaria, excuse me. Count 6. Maybe you heard that in the microphone, a set on 6 for the Waves. So all of a sudden, it is all De Jong here on 1. It's all Zitvogel here on 3 as he gets the break back. It feels like a bit of a Waves push here. Because again, we saw the set come down to Samaria. There it is on 6. Chong managed up to hold for 6-all on 1. Zitvogel breaking for 6-all on 3. I know we're... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Westhoff, we're going to have to go to 1. Because Daniel De Jong is having himself a moment right now. Just had incredible down the line backhand passing shot to take a 4-love lead. I'll keep my eye on Mercer and Zitvogel, but let's stick on 1 right now where it's 4-love to De Jong. And again, the senior bringing his best stuff here this weekend. So it's 5-1, De Jong at the turn. Meanwhile, we're going to try to split screen here. Let's see if we can go split. If you need to get rid of me, Westhoff, do your thing. But again, right now, let's try and go split screen here. Between 1 and 3. See if we can't get these 2 tiebreakers playing simultaneously. Meanwhile, Rogers has raced off to a start on 2. Blanc closing in the finish line on 5. But it's all about these first sets. Waves could really use them both. If you're trying to replicate the dual match format, it certainly helps to go 3-3 split on the first sets. So right now, Daniel De Jong, another set in the books. Make that 2 first sets for the Pepperdine Waves. We can go single screen now, if you'd like. Westhoff, let's go back to the Zitvogel-Mercer match alone on court 3. Right now it's Timmy Ziedvogel, near side of your screen, lefty in the... What shade of red is that? It's not crimson, is it? Definitely not maroon. I don't know, but in the red shirt in front of your screen. The appeal from Ziedvogel to no help. What's the word? To no whatever. Point being, Timmy Z. For 3, still up a mini break lead. To no avail. There it is. All right. Back on serve here. 4-5. Mercer. Again, for Mercer, transferring over from Ohio State this offseason. Still has 3 years of eligibility left. It's a lot of tennis time. I love that Coach Schachterly there is confirming to Mercer as if J.J. Mercer would be like, oh, well, you know, the Pepperdine coach says it was out, so it must have been. Not that I wouldn't listen to Shaq, for the record, because I happen to know he's an exceptional guy, but I'm just saying, if I was playing his team and he tried to say, no, Alex, my player didn't hook you, I'd be like, what the? Yeah, okay. Anyways, 5-all now. Here on 3. Again, this is your final first set to finish. We do have some second sets nearing the finish line already, though, as well. Andrew Rogers seems to have flipped the script in his match at number 2 singles. He leads 3-love in the second set after he dropped the first 6-4 to Lapadat. Meanwhile, it is all LeBlanc on court 5. Junior out of Montreal. Currently up 6-3 for Love. On freshman for Pepperdine. Winner yesterday, Linus Carlson Halden. But now a set point coming for J.J. Mercer. First set point for him, despite the fact that he served for this first set. Yes. So we make the turn, 6-all, money ball. And I just feel like it's not that often you get a lefty with a one-handed backhand. So we're going to milk this Ziedvogel match for what it's worth. Of course, for Mercer, great hands, great feel. Guy who wants to be at the net, imposing his will. He and Robbie Cash, one of the best junior doubles teams of the past 6-7 years, I'd say. Tell you what, though, he did not like that call. Tough to say, though. I think that one was probably out, so now it's a first set point for Timmy Ziedvogel. But that's how you fight that off. 7-all here. So 8-7 now. Set point on serve for Timmy Ziedvogel. Nine another turn here. I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. This sort of drama. I've said it all weekend long, but these repetitions are what these coaches came here to get. They want to see, how does my player respond? Down 3 sets. And 9 now. Excuse me. Now it's 10-9 Mercer. Still, Timmy Ziedvogel now. 2 serves coming up. 11-10 now. Set point coming for JJ on his serve. Drama, drama, drama. Let's go now. As we look around, Chong has his momentum. Where's the spot to go? Let's go to 2. Actually, let's go to 1 if we can, because things getting a little spicy. DeJong got an early break for 2-love here in the second set. Called a serve that I thought looked out. And again, this is the court I'm directly over. That Musatelli did not agree with the call. He said so as much, said that's ridiculous. He said, really? Again, there's a little verbal spar, a little jiu-jitsu. So just keep an eye here. DeJong will do that to you, man. He scraps, claws, truly a death by 1,000 paper cuts sort of player. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not a ball you normally let out a roar for. If you're Musatelli, DeJong makes that volley 93 out of 100 times. You happen to get him on one of the 7. Speaks to, again, moment, competitiveness. Yes, it's a fall event. Yes, it's a hidden duel. But don't think for a second these guys don't care. Sorry, there's a bug flying everywhere around me. You can hear that buzzing. I do apologize. And we see Coach Martin Redlicki, who's been on this court all weekend, seems to be the DeJong whisperer. Just tell them stay calm. Don't worry about that error. See Musatelli getting amped, making his push now. Does not want to let John consolidate that break. We saw how good of a front runner he was. So we go now. Let's go to, I kind of want to stick here, though, because I know it's a changeover. But I think this is the match with the drama. I suppose in the meantime, let's go to 2. Check out Rogers. Check out Lapadat. First set went to Lapadat 6-4. Rogers was up 3-love here in set number 2. Just a single break of serve. Lapadat managed to get that back. Of course, for Lapadat yesterday, earned the clinching win in 3 sets over Hugo Hashimoto. Columbia. Of course, for Andrew Rogers, back on his home courts. The transfer this year at Pepperdine, spent undergraduate years here as a Tennessee Volunteer. But he holds 4-4-3 in the second set, looking to force a third. Meanwhile, let's go down to 5 before all the action's gone. Alexander LeBlanc. Call him ALB in the streets. 2 points away now from a win over freshman winner yesterday, Linus Holden. That's Carlson Holden, excuse me. Match point coming up here for Alexander LeBlanc. Again, the junior last season. 5-5 in limited action in the bottom half of the lineup. But gets the job done today. 6-3, 6-2, first off the court. Take that victory if you're Kentucky. In the meantime, let's see. Adigian just held for 5-4 on Ford. He's looking to force a split. Let's go back to 2. What do we want to... Now let's go back to 2. Let's watch Rogers just for a little bit. It's definitely been a subdued performance for the Rogers family. Again, Andrew from Tennessee's got the whole Rogers crew here. Lapadat's done a good job of staying on his front foot, not giving Rogers group much to cheer about. Lapidat now 40-15, 3-game points. Extend us to 4-all here. Meanwhile, you look elsewhere. This set, court 2, court 4, court 6, all closing in to those second set endings. We'll keep an eye on all of them. So Lapidat holds 4-4 all. Now, if you're Pepperdine, the only place you're up a set and a break. Court number 6. Samaria now up 7-5, 4-3, a break of serve over Sorbo. Of course, if you have any thoughts, comments, criticism, concerns for us here on site, you know where to find us, at Cracked Racquets on Twitter. Feel free to jump into those YouTube comments as well. You can find me at Great Shot Pod. I like Andrew Rogers' game. Now, again, I got into this yesterday. Didn't transfer because of any bitterness. Didn't transfer because of a lack of playing opportunities. Transferred because I wanted to go to film school. At Pepperdine, you can understand that decision. And for all of us, at some point, the ball stops bouncing. See, he's still got the game right now. Big serve from Rogers, 30-15. You do wonder. Rogers, Walton, Harper, Monday, Wallner. Could have been a very experienced Tennessee team if they could have convinced Andrew to stick around. Not that that's not already. You get what I'm saying. $30 here. Got the chance to see, by the way, the Rogers family earlier today. I will tell you this. A lot of people look like their parents. You could tell within 30 seconds Andrew was his father's son. But all of a sudden, 30-40, he faces 2 break points. Meanwhile, we've got a deuce. Can we split screen again, Westhoff? Can we split screen 2 and 4? We may not need to split screen 4, though, momentarily. In fact, we do not indeed. As Zemel able to hold to force 5-all on Hadigian. If you do want to split screen, though, between 2 and 6 right now, Sorbo is serving to stay alive for Kentucky on court number 6. Meanwhile, it's 30-40 here again for Andrew Rogers. Ooh. That is one heck of a return from one Joshua Lapidat. Rogers went to crack his racket over his knee, ended up not doing it. It's a lot harder than it looks. Lapidat now leading 5-4. Meanwhile, we turn our attention to Corrado Samaria, excuse me. Keep doing that. Corrado Samaria. Again, 9-6 in dual matches last season. 5-1 at the 5 singles position. 3-0 at the 6 singles position. Pepperdine in general, 15-2 last year at number 6 singles. They also were 11-2. We can just let's go to 6. Let's just go straight up to 6. If we can right now, stick on some area. Flip side, of course, Sorbo, 3-0 in the 3 matches he played last season. Combination of 5 and 6 singles. Of course, for Kentucky last year, played 6 different players at 6 singles, 6 different players at 5 singles throughout the course of the year. They were searching for options. That was what held them back. That's what, again, when you play Florida and you got to go up against an undefeated Bicknell, an undefeated Goodyear, a Ben Shelton that won a 25K and a Kalamazoo title, or a Kalamazoo finalist this summer. You got to go up against Georgia and you see Kreuters of the world, Billy Rose of the world. Of course, Ohio State this season. You're probably going to have to play Tracy again. Maybe you'll have to play freaking Mate Votzel, James Trotter. So again, you get to the Texas teams or the Virginia teams and bring everyone back. It's going to be a really, really difficult season to get to the top of college tennis. So it helps when you can perform at the bottom of your lineup, when you can compete everywhere. So Pepperdine's trying to find out the answer to. Can they compete everywhere? Do they have not just the depth, but the strength up top? Very nice, though. The save here by Sorbo, so now 40-30. Soft hands from Jonathan Sorbo. It's going to force Sumaria to serve it out. 7-5, 5-4 now. In the meantime, can we go to 4 quickly? Right now, point you're seeing on your screen, 30-40 in the Eric Hadigian service game. Yasha Zemel gets the break indeed. So Hadigian had a set point a game and a half ago. Of course, that is how the tide turns in college tennis, as always, so quickly. Both the perk and, I suppose, one of the downsides of no ad scoring now. All of the sudden, after finding himself down 5-4, Yasha Zemel going to serve for the match against Hadigian. Again, we're going to keep our eyes. Can we go split screen? You want to go split screen here, 4 and 6? You let me know, super producer Daniel Westoff, if we're capable of doing it. In the meantime, let's go to 2 before we go there. If we can, again, let's go to 2. But then we're going to split screen Zemel serving for the match and Samaria serving for the match. First, let's see if Lapadat. Maybe it's Lapade. I apologize if I'm butchering the pronunciation, but let's see if he can get the job done here. Serve it out against Andrew Rogers. Right now, 5-4, 30 all. Ball sails long on Rogers. 40-30, double match point now for the Wildcat. Joshua Lapadat, 3-set win yesterday for him over Columbia. Can he go 2-0 here? Gutsy. You would have loved to see Lapadat play that first ball out of the air instead of letting it bounce. You could see the tentativeness. He didn't close on a serve and volley as hard as you usually want to see player executing those tactics. Close, nevertheless. Quadruple threat here. Game point, break point. Set point, deuce point, match point. Expect anything different? Five all here on 2. Can we go to 6 quickly? We got a match point on 6. Corrado Samaria. Right now, 7-5, 5-4, 40 love. If you want to split that with 4 right now. Again, super producer Daniel Westoff. We've got 2 players serving for the match. Kentucky's Yasha Zemel serving forward on 4. Corrado Samaria serving forward on of Pepperdine serving forward on 6. Game, set, match, Samaria. He takes a 7-5, 6-4 decision. There's another win on the board for the Pepperdine Waves. They've always been good at the bottom, no exception here this weekend. Let's go now to 4. Yasha Zemel serving. 6-5, 30-15. Yeah, that's a nice serve from the Israeli. So now triple match point for him for the transfer from for Pepperdine from Gonzaga, Erica Deegan. Yasha Zemel. 6-4, 7-5. He gets the victory over Erica Deegan. It's 2 singles victories now for the Wildcats. By the way, we're going to get to see some players back out on court right now. Columbia going to get some reps in. Pepperdine looking to get some additional reps in. All these teams get some additional reps in. In the meantime, if we can, let's go back to 2. And here on to Joshua Lapadat, served for and had 2 match points in his 5-4 service game. Now has himself a breakpoint chance on Joshua Lapadat. I like the confab here. And on 2, Coach Marty Redlicki, 2-time doubles NCAA champion, 2016, 2018. While at UCLA, won those titles with Mackie McDonald, Evan Zhu, respectively, but of course, Rogers with the hold. 4-6-5, the Rogers fan section lets him hear it, lets him know he is appreciated. Meanwhile, you see assistant head coach Matt Gordon walking out on court. Wow, big day. Ohio State Buckeyes knocked off in football. Wow. Meanwhile, again, let's go to 1. Tightly. Let's split screen 1 and 2, Westhoff. Let's have some fun. JJ Mercer, 7-6-4, 1 lead for him on 3. We'll hop over to 3 when it's that time. But if we can split 1 and 2 right now. 2 tightly contested matches. Musatelli and DeJong here on 1 have gone back and forth a couple of times. Trading breaks. What it's worth right now. I do see officially on court. Angel Diaz back on court. He earned a straight set victory earlier today. Shows you the sort of, again, endurance that guy has. Take on Templeman of Columbia is Angel Diaz. Meanwhile, I see on that bottom court. We've got a Columbia Pepperdine matchup down there. Chen's taking on Felon. All right, if we can, Westhoff. Let's go to 2. If we're on 1 and 2 right now, I apologize for that call. Right now, Andrew Rogers has himself a deuce point, but that deuce point also acting as a break point, as a set point. Little triple threat here for the hometown kid. Instead, Lapidat says, enjoyed this big hold, my friend, and let's go to a breaker. 6-all now for Rogers. Lapidat on court 2. Meanwhile, 5-4 de Jong has retaken the lead on court number 1. If we can, though, in the meantime, can we go to 3? Super producer Danny Westhoff. On court 3 right now. J.J. Mercer, 2 points away. Knocking off Timmy Zeitvogel. At 1 point now. He's got a match, 2 match points here on court 3. It's a nice win for J.J. Mercer. Former Ohio State Buckeye, now 2-0 on the weekend in singles. So he earns a 7-6, 6-1 win over Tim Zeitvogel. We are down to just 2 courts of our original singles action. Now, I mentioned this earlier, we are going to get some bonus matches here. Some extra Pepperdine, extra Columbia, extra Tennessee, extra, well, I don't know if there's any extra Kentucky players left because 3 of their guys are headed to pro events this weekend. But again, the point of this weekend, get as much tennis as we can, learn as much about our players as we can, so then we can coach them up over the next few months, get them ready for the start of the dual match season. Of course, again, any of you watching this, any recommendations for dining in Knoxville, feel free to throw it in the YouTube comments. Tweet at me at GreatShotPod, looking for any and all recommendations for what I should be eating tonight when my Wolverines knock out Washington. Now we're back on 2 right now. Breaker. If we can, though, let's go to 1. Super producer Daniel Westhoff. We've got drama on our hands. You can see Coach Schachterly right now engaged in a healthy conversation with the chair umpire. Quite frankly, here's the deal. It's been a lot of work in the umps from Francois Musatelli throughout the course of this match. Rushing a lot of calls to get the overrule in the biggest moments. Just to, not that that's the intention, but just to, subliminally put that message in.
And in fact, right now, Schachterly and Kaufman having a friendly discussion at the chair about everything that's happened. So now all of the sudden, match point coming up for Daniel DeJong. Again, I mentioned this a bit earlier. We're going to be doing interviews after this live on the channel. Stick around with us. We may jump around, put one of these additional supplemental matches on in the background. We'll try and talk to Coach Schachterly, try and talk to Coach Kaufman, maybe even a little Peter Kobelt appearance here as well. This is going to be a spicy handshake, folks. A little high five there, not even the handshake. Old school there. Coach Kaufman. Final word. That'll do it on one. In the end, it's DeJong. Another strong win for him at the top of Pepperdine's lineup's probably too strong of a word, but 7-6, 6-4. He earns that decision. Meanwhile, if we can, let's go to 2. Our last remaining match. Kentucky today, earning wins on court 3. I believe they got a win on 4. I believe they got a win on 5 as well. Right now for Pepperdine, wins on courts 1 from DeJong, 6 as well. Corrado Sumaria. So hypothetically, for the 3 all split, and I guess if you're Coach Schachterly, isn't that what you're telling Andrew Rogers right now? Hey, I know it's a hidden duel, but you know what would be really nice? Splitting 3-3 with Columbia, splitting 3-3 with Kentucky, taking 5 singles matches from Tennessee, just proving to your team that you have the goods to compete with the top teams in the top conferences. And so, again, big set here for Rogers. All of a sudden now, (6-0) scoreline, 6-2, excuse me, scoreline, and 1 of 4 set points here for Rogers. Will they play a full third? Interesting question. Yeah. Yes, when you're up 6-2, you go for the big ace on the second serve. Unfortunately, the ball just a hair wide. So we play on here in set number 2. Wapadat, 2 points on his serve to fight off 2 set points, 3-6. Sure. Let's play on, because why not? By the way, you may see a couple coaches hovering. I see 3 Columbia Tennessee matches going on courts 1, 3, and 5 right now. But there it is. 7-6 set for Andrew Rogers. And we're going the distance here on court number 2. Now, again, hidden duel. No serious implications for either of these players other than to get the repetition. So I am curious, full third versus third set breaker. If we're going to be here anyways, I imagine we'll see some full third sets. Of course, our coverage going to focus on this Kentucky Pepperdine match. Let's see if I can get some interviews to come up here over the course of the next 20 to 40 minutes as well. Let's see. I think there's a confab about to go on. Are we playing a full third? Got the whole Rogers family here. Might as well get their money's worth. In the meantime, this is our final original match still on court. Now, do you want it, Westhoff? Can we see? Can we go to court 1? Court 1 still open? They keep that camera on? So no cameras on our additional courts, unfortunately. So this will be our last match. And again, we'll see if they go full third here or third set breaker. Looks like we're getting ready for the grind. Indeed, we are, folks. Indeed, it is going to be a full third set. Definitely going to use this then as our time to get some interviews. Oh, we have correction. We do have some access to the other cameras right now. Some guys we saw earlier today, Angel Diaz of Tennessee, Connor Gannon of Tennessee, back out on court right now. They are taking on a couple of Columbia opponents, Templeman and Golan, respectfully. I believe Ravichander's also out on court right now. He may be playing a Pepperdine player, though. From the look at it, from the look of the player's kit, he is. So we do have some action on 1, 3, and 5. For those of you intrigued, for now, we're going to stick around here on 2. 30 love now for Rogers. Again, for both of these players, a test of their concentration. There's no additional dual match result on the line. They're not playing for a clinch. It's a good old-fashioned, old-school three-set battle. Right now, Rogers, more momentum on his side. He took that second set 7-6. Lapadat served and had match points in the second, but Rogers able to scrap and claw his way on his former home courts. Good point there. Andrew Rogers just to stay alive. It's a really nice ball there from Andrew Rogers. Beats him to the spot. 15-30 here. He tries to open up the early break. Ball sails a little long on Andrew Rogers. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Ball sails a little bit long on Andrew Rogers. It's an early deuce point here in set number 3. Captain Alex Gruskin of Cracked Racquets. Super excited to be with you on day 2, including action here on day 2 of the 2021 Knoxville Showdown. It's a really nice hold there from Joshua Lapadat, who was in a third set yesterday. It's Hugo Hashimoto, excuse me. So he's comfortable and been in this scenario before, but again, right now, 1-2, buckle my shoe for hometown favorite Andrew Rogers. Of course, if you are curious in the play site feeds, right now, Diaz Templeman of Columbia, Tennessee on court 1. It's Gannon versus Golan. Tennessee, Columbia on court 2. I believe it's Lucierdo versus Ravichandar. Lucierdo is 6-1 first set on court number 5. Meanwhile, Filling, 5-1 lead over Chen. I believe that is a Kentucky Pepperdine battle. Some additional rubber that they weren't able to get on yet. So we see here again, how much does Rogers have left in the tank? How much does Lapadat have left in the tank? It's been a very high level, very clean hitting, very clean sort of match. No off court Michigas, no hooking. 2 guys just here to play some tennis this weekend. .315 here for Rogers, who again, just clean game, front foot. He does have the sort of firepower, the sort of body of someone you see in a top 3 sort of the lineup. The question is, does he have the consistency, the fitness to do it over the course of 3 sets? Good hold from Andrew Rogers, 4-2 all. Yeah, it's been very much front foot tennis here on this court 2 match. It's a nice 2-pass combo from Andrew Rogers. Dips the first one low at the feet, gets the ball popped up. That's the one he drives to put away. 30 all here, 2 all. And again, there's currently action going on. Tennessee versus Columbia. Courts 1, 3, and 5. Gotta love it. The casual, I lost the point. Just don't fence the ball, please, overhead. Well played point. In the end, though, Lopdot able to keep the pressure on Rogers. So now 2 all, 40-30. Yep. Sprays a little bit there, does Rogers. 3-2 here as we make the turn. Of course, worth reminding all of you on the stream, although I'm sure you're all already well aware of this fact, Leylah Fernandez, Emma Raducanu, beginning the U.S. Open Women's Singles Final. Your first all-teenager U.S. Open Women's Singles Final since 1999. On that occasion, Martina Hingis knocked out by a 7th-seeded 17-year-old unknown. Went on to have a decent career by the name of Serena Williams. So yeah, special company that Raducanu and Leylah Fernandez are keeping. Of course, Raducanu comes through qualifying, first male or female qualifier to reach the final of a Grand Slam in the Open era. She's played 9 matches, here this week. Hasn't dropped a set in any of those 9. 18 sets up, 18 sets down. What's up? I'm doing well. Good job today. Oh, are you hopping in? Are you allowed to? Howie said, I have the green light from Howie. Oh, let's go. All right. We have some fun here, folks. You've heard me fire off hot takes about him all day. At least now I'll say them to his face. Let me get him some headphones set up.
I gotta watch the live stream back over.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be rude for him. Hold on 1 second. Let's get the and it's Kotzen, right? Yeah, okay, it's not a hard O. Okay. No. You don't have to apologize to me. I assume you can see us, Westhoff, and I assume all of our listeners at home can see us, and that is why we are thrilled to be joined by one of my revelations of this weekend's Knoxville Showdown. Now, anytime you can come down to Tennessee, earn a 3-set victory over one of their top dogs in Johannes Monday, and again, the way you competed 3 sets earlier today as well. 3 sets today as well against Monday. You come down here, you beat Diallo in straights yesterday. Of course, I am referring to the man to my left, 3rd year at Columbia now, Alex Kotzen. Alex, welcome to our broadcast booth. How are you feeling about this weekend's performance?
The weekend so far, it's been good. The first match yesterday meant a lot because it's been a long time, obviously, since I've played for Columbia. A lot of guys have left. And this past year, I've been working really hard starting in September because we had no school. So a year ago now, to the day almost, I started playing futures, and I played maybe 30 tournaments since, since school was kind of canceled. I think like 120 matches in total in the last year. So I've been working really hard, and then to put it together and beat someone who's obviously very good, doing really well in college, who was an All-American, was big. Today, the loss was disappointing because I had a lot of chances. He served really, really well and played very well when it mattered. I wish I had that service game, the last one, back, but it's just the beginning of the year, playing in Champaign this week. So a lot more chances to play some good matches, and I think tomorrow will be good as well.
No, absolutely. We've all looked forward we've all enjoyed seeing you compete, and there's a lot of different things I want to ask you about since I have you here. I'll start with the Monday match today. Okay. Perhaps the moment of the day for me, it was the thing that probably woke me up this morning. How unintentional was that ball hit over the fence? I could tell immediately. You were like, I did not mean. You were like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
I meant to have like my forehand grip. And I actually, it sounds bad because I should probably be good enough at tennis. I don't unintentionally hit a ball over the fence, but I meant to kind of rip a forehand hard, obviously deep, not in the court. Little bit of frustration for sure, but to clear the fence was not my intention. And if I'd meant to clear the fence, I would hope I would clear it by a lot more than a few feet.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
And I would like to clarify, despite the point penalty, you held that game 4 or 5 ball, and you didn't drop a point in that game, so it clearly got you going. And you talk about it for those listeners at home who don't know. Columbia, no tennis in the 2020-2021 season, but even beyond that, you guys weren't allowed on campus. You weren't allowed to practice with your teammates. You're not allowed to, any formalized interaction. That wasn't a thing. Now, I'm sure you're still calling them, texting them, doing all those things, but you have 8 kids on your team, sophomores or freshmen, who have never played a match, never attended a Columbia practice until this week.
Or class.
Yeah, what is that like for you as one of the few? I think it's you and Austin, and that's
Austin,
really it.
Austin
and I think down on court,
Ben. But it's definitely very different. from what it was before because I was a freshman and I had the year up until just after we played here. Actually, we played through like February.
National Indoors,
Yeah,
right?
we played
I think
through-
it was
we
there. You
played-
guys beat Baylor.
Yeah, we did. That was a good tournament, and I played very well that year, and it was great having a lot of older guys. I was the only freshman playing. Now it's obviously completely changed. We're going to need freshmen to play. We're going to need sophomores to play who've never been in the Columbia system. It's definitely different than playing tournaments like futures, just traveling and doing your own thing. But I actually enjoy kind of being able to lead by example in terms of like how much you're practicing, how hard you're working, because all of our guys, almost like I would say 80% of them want to try and play after college. And if that's the case, I think we're in a good position, but we definitely have to work very hard for these next upcoming months because we're going to be back here in February. And when we play Tennessee in February, I would like to not go out the way we did today.
Yeah, that's fair. It was a tough one
Yeah,
for you
it
guys
was.
today. And I mean, again, it's day 4 of practice, day 5, whatever it
Yeah,
may
it
be.
is. Last week I was, because I'm actually from New York City. I grew
Yeah,
up there,
sure.
and I moved to New Jersey when I was around 13, but I'm only a half hour away. And so I was driving in and like taking guys to public courts, and we were practicing for the week. But at first I wasn't even practicing because my wrist
Messed up.
was an issue, for a while. And so I was just driving guys around and being there during practice. So it's going to be nice to have everything back to
Absolutely.
how it was.
And I do want to ask on that note because again, it's your second year. Like, let's not be crazy here. And yet there are leadership expectations on you. And you sort of mentioned it, you, Austin, you guys, the practicing and just getting your guys together. And that's something I've noticed here from you in your first 2 performances. And I know it's first 2 matches, but whether it was yesterday against Diallo, whether it was today against Monday, particularly in that first set, you were loud. You were letting your teammates know, hey, I know it's a hidden duel, but we're here. We're the Columbia Lions.
Yeah, this matters.
What's the reason for that mindset?
Well, I think that you should, every single match you play, you should want to win. You should try to win. Like, you're going out. The reason that we're here in Tennessee, we're not here to watch the football game today. I think they lost or they were losing. But we're not here to watch a football game or look out over this, even though it is very pretty. Like, the only reason we're here is to play tennis and to show, I don't think to show is the right way to phrase it, but we're here to win. We're here to
learn about yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I'm here to try to improve like my collegiate ranking a lot, and then hopefully be an All-American by the end of the year at least. But yeah, I mean, we're here to win. Like that's the reason why we're here, and I need them to understand that and not be okay with any loss at all.
No, absolutely. And we see Coach Endelman over here trying to distract me, trying to make sure you're so. Oh, Westpaul gets a junior Grand Slam champion.
Score?
He wins the doubles 10-1 in the third set breaker. So
I don't know how you win a super 10-1.
Yeah, good day for Columbia tennis. Good day for
overall,
Columbia
for
tennis.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's
but
awesome.
No, that's awesome.
Max is a great guy. He was actually, so he goes from practicing at these public courts right next to the highway in the Bronx to winning the U.S. Open. He was actually doing 2-on-1s because I was focused on my own practice. I didn't really even look over, and I see he's in like the 2 doing 2-on-1s. I'm like, guys, why don't you let him be the 1? Like, he's about to go play the U.S. Open, please.
And he's like, no, I actually need to work on my ad side. So if you don't mind, but
Max is a great kid, though.
No, absolutely. And you talk about again showing up here, getting results done, or again showing what you, not necessarily to prove to other teams, but to prove to yourselves, like, hey, we belong on this level. Hey, this is what we are capable of. At the same time, I'm curious, how raw is this team? I saw you. It's funny. You go straight from here indoors to the practice courts. You play 3 sets with Monday to go to the practice courts. I think that's indicative of where you want to take your game.
Yeah.
But for all the other kids, you look down on our last court. Yeah, exactly. Or just, it's a super young team. It was, I was watching court 3. I'm going to butcher that. I'm Hugo. I was watching Hugo play, and I watch him play. Yeah, the talent. I'm just like, this guy's got it.
And practice, Hugo's killing me. He can hit so hard, so flat. So there's a lot of talented guys. There are a lot of guys we need to play.
Top 4 recruiting classes the last 2 years. It's worth mentioning. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then actually next year, my younger brother is coming in, and Samir.
Yeah.
And then hopefully one other great recruit. But him and Samir and I are all from the same area, so we practice together all the time during the summer and are really close. So there's only more positives, and I can't believe Samir won Wimbledon.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Are you working him? Are you going to be like?
I've never lost him in a tournament. I think I've maybe lost him in practice like 1 time. But I have so many practice sessions like videotape that I was sending our coaches of us playing. A few where I must have worked.
I mean, he must be on cloud nine. You think you can convince him to still come to school?
Oh, he's 100% coming to school.
Right.
I mean, he has very academically focused parents, and he got absolutely destroyed by Quinton Hallie
yeah,
at the U.S.
exactly.
Open.
Yeah.
So Samir is like unbelievably talented. He has some of the best hands I've ever seen, and actually in high school tennis
Yeah.
in New Jersey in the
I believe
semifinals.
2019 you beat him.
Yeah,
True or false? Is that
true,
it?
yeah,
Yeah, there it
I
is.
did. Yeah. Yeah. In the semifinals of the state tournament, he was a freshman, and his best play was like kick serve wide, drop volley winner every time. Like he has unbelievable hands.
Yeah.
Really, really good hands. He's an unbelievable backhand. His forehand's improved a lot. Serve. He's better physically than he was, but he's still very skinny. And
Yeah.
I mean, you see some when you're playing the futures in these tournaments, you see some like really skinny guys, 18, 19, who are 400 or 500. But I think he would be better served, and he knows that. Like going to school, getting bigger, developing his game more, seeing where you're at during the summer and whenever you're able to, and then going full time after that.
And I'm curious for you because you have full-time tennis aspirations, and
Yeah,
obviously last year was the exception, not the
Yeah.
rule. You got the chance to
That was good.
live out your dream essentially and balance both things.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sure
not
the future.
quite the dream.
You know what? But that's the first step, right? I
Yeah.
always tell people if you haven't gone to Decatur and Edwardsville, you're just not going to make
Haven't
it as a
been there
player.
yet. I
Yeah.
haven't been
So
there.
exactly. But you're going to Illinois next week, right?
Champaign,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I guess it's
But
half.
all of that, exactly. All of that is to say, how do you balance those two things? Because it's one thing to do it at a less academically rigorous school.
Yeah.
You are at Columbia, and as good as the Winston Lins of the world were, as good as all of these players, Vic Pham was, and it's just Jackie Tang and Jack Lynn. It's just like the school can wear you down. And I'm curious how I'm sure last year was probably a little bit easier to just not be on campus and have the obligations, but this year, your freshman season, how do you balance those two things, being a Columbia student with also wanting to be a pro tennis player?
Well, I think there's 24 hours in the day, if I'm not mistaken. So honestly, I went to a tough school in high school, like very tough academically, and it prepared me very well. I think a lot of the other guys went to good academic schools. I think before Rich, our assistant coach Rich came in, the recruiting was a lot. It was people who didn't really want to play after school, like really smart guys, really good tennis players, but they didn't have.
Tim Wang, case in point, who's doing
Tim.
IB, he's killing the world. Yeah, exactly. He's
Tim's
happy, but he didn't want to be.
He sent me videos running.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not running right now, but
yeah.
But no, the way that you do it is you understand like you look through your classes, you understand what the big assignments are and what really matters. And if there's homework, but it's not graded, and let's say we're on a trip and they don't even check it, like you can do that another time. You just have to prepare for the big things. For me, definitely playing this year and like organizing everything, being alone the whole time, that's like helped me see that schools it's not that hard, It's just, I think the biggest thing is a lot of tennis players, to play tennis this level is really hard, and you have to be an intelligent guy and you have to work really hard to do it. And a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit. If they put their mind to doing school the same way that they put it to tennis, they would be successful. And I think when we teach our guys, that's how you have to do it. And if you're willing to do it, I think that it sets you up to be, let's say you don't make it in tennis, as no one from Columbia besides Max Schnur has.
Sure, of course.
Everyone is successful afterwards. Like all the guys do great. I actually stayed with one of our alumni in Luxembourg, Mike Vermeer.
Sure.
Great guy. And everyone like looks back on these years and says how helpful it was for them.
I haven't heard the name Mike Vermeer in a healthy amount of time, and I was like, oh, there it is. It's pretty good to be back. No, for sure. And that said, I'm going to push back at you.
Okay.
Because most people, I'm going to exclude myself in that conversation, but most people cannot focus on two things simultaneously that intensely. It's to the commitment you have to say to maintain your grades at Columbia, not just pass, I don't want to flunk out. Well, exactly. That's not acceptable.
I think our team GPA is like 3.7.
Which is to what I'm saying, to be able to focus on two things, that takes a special cut of kid. And so I'm curious, like, are you aware of that amongst your Columbia team? Are you aware, for you personally, you're surrounded by these special talents, and ultimately, how do they help you I'm sure it's the tutoring sessions, all of the above, how we Rich are on top of their stuff, and Columbia is trying to put you in a position to succeed.
Well, I've never, I don't think any of the guys on our team, maybe a few, but I don't know anyone who's been or had tutoring, to be honest. I just think that it's like the culture is that it's just what it's just what you do. There's no other option.
I like that.
When you don't have other options, then the one option seems a lot easier.
It's fight or flight.
And better. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think anyone's really flown. I think maybe one guy in the past like 8 years or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, a guy, I don't know if you know who Eric Rubin is.
Yeah, of course.
Eric's a great guy. And he was working at Goldman Sachs, and obviously to work there, you have to be very intelligent. You have to do very well in the interview. And some like partner was yelling at him and some other people for messing something up. And the girl and like this other guy like started crying afterwards, like when the guy left. And I was like, what? Like Howie yells at us all the time, and we also had to do school and play tennis and travel and all this, take finals on the road. It makes you better, I think, honestly, at tennis. It definitely makes you more self-reliant. And it's funny, I at least see a lot of other people at Columbia, and a lot of people, especially in online classes last year, they were complaining about all this work. And I'm like, I literally just played a 3-hour match. I had to play doubles later, and now I'm attending this.
Exactly.
It's honestly, it makes you mature and grow up a lot. And yeah, I'm really glad that I chose Columbia because just the way it makes you mature and be able to handle like real life, not just school.
I'm done with the mature questions. I want to talk tennis now. Let's have some fun.
Sure.
I'm watching your game.
Yeah.
First of all, some people rent a shot, others own it.
Okay.
Would you say you own the lob? Because I think you made 6 of them today, and it's just, again, more generally your game right now after playing a year of pros.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your level? When I watch, I see a guy who's ready to compete at the top of college tennis.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I felt good this year. Honestly, it doesn't really matter how you feel. It's another Columbia thing, which is pretty funny. But the lob, that's funny that you asked because I was talking to my team yesterday and I was like, oh, I remember I would lob like in doubles all the time. But this year in doubles, for some reason, I wasn't really hitting that many lobs. Maybe a few matches. And I just saw them closing the net hard. And I was like, okay, this is the opportunity to hit a bunch of lobs. We kind of overused it a little bit and we screwed up. We had some good chances today. They honestly did play well as well. So that one deuce point, I kind of saw he might go. You should probably slice down the line, just kind of fake him out.
For sure.
But those guys are good. I do like the lob though. That's a funny question.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I was noticeable for sure, and I just look at your game and it feels very easy. I was talking about, on the broadcast. I don't know if you know Oliver Crawford well. It reminds me of watching a young Oliver. It's just like how easy it is. Both wings are solid, and it's just it generates the pace from the forehand. That said, but you got to play a year of pro tennis. Seeing that level up close, what'd you learn about your game? What are the things you worked on most heading into this season?
Yeah, that's a good question. And what you said about Oliver is very funny. I actually played Oliver twice this year.
You were on that futures grind with him?
I played him in Tunisia.
Right, yeah.
Lost in 3 sets, and then I played him in India. I had a stress fracture in my rib at the time. I'm not sure if he knew that. We were hanging out a lot there, but I lost 4 and 5 serve for the second. But Oliver's really good.
Exceptional.
Yeah, he's also a good guy. But I was telling Oliver, he's actually, this goes back to the academic thing, but he's one of those guys who's like, man, how do you do the school in tennis? I'm like, dude, if you just tried, I promise you could do it. Just to put the effort in. Yeah. But anyway, in terms of the tennis and the level that I saw, I think I improved my movement a good amount. In January, or right around Indoor Nationals 2 years back when we played, I'd gotten injured or something, and I was like, I didn't really understand nutrition as well as I should have, and I wasn't doing much, and I was kind of eating even more than I would normally, and I just gained a bunch of weight, and my movement wasn't very good that season. But the movement, the serve, I think everything's improved because when you're around those guys day in day out. One of my best friends, or really, really close friends, is Simon Carter. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a good player. 500s, and practicing with guys like that every day, all the time, brings your level up. That's what I learned specifically about my game. One thing that I improved tremendously was my inside-out forehand. Yeah, I should have hit more of them today for sure. But that shot was probably my least favorite, and then Howie emphasized it at Columbia over and over and over again. I improved it through the season during COVID, and then when I was playing tournaments as well.
Is there a degree of decisiveness, and again, I apologize for cutting you off, you need on the pros that you can get away with some stuff in college? You play 2 bad points in a row of grinding, whatever, they might give you an error. No one gives you anything on the pros, coming down to the hotel stays. And so, again, what are in terms of that aspect, do you think your game is there and it's a mental thing? Do you think physically you're there? What are the biggest things?
I think my scheduling was really poor this year.
Okay.
I played
30 tournaments. What was it?
I played so many in Tunisia.
Yeah.
I played so many in Tunisia, and I didn't really realize that it actually might be easier in other places because there's only 2 rounds of qualifying sometimes. And the 2 rounds of qualifiers was the main thing. And a lot of better people who haven't really gotten a lot of points or anything like that stay there because they can play week after week and it doesn't cost as much. So there's definitely a lot of missed opportunity there. I believe, and I got injured quite a bit.
Mhm.
I was I was lifting too much
Mhm.
during while I was playing a lot of matches, and I had 2 stress fractures in my ribs, a wrist injury and a hip injury. So it would be like spurts. I also didn't have any coach. That was brutal. So little things like that. Whenever I traveled with a coach, I did for 3 weeks maybe. I had much better results, and I just felt much better. But I consistently, I think, improved. And the biggest thing is, putting yourself out there, giving yourself the chances. But honestly, if I had everything figured out, yeah, I can't say I quite do yet. But
Yeah,
I think
you wouldn't be here this weekend. You'd be turning pro.
yeah, exactly. But no, I would never before
Yeah,
graduating.
that's true. What am I
Yeah, I
saying?
would
Yeah.
before graduating. But I think that honestly, I felt that college would give me the best chance, especially Rich and Howie being with them. Like they helped me improve so much. Like from when I was a freshman until now, and even as a person, if I could always get injured and never be able to play again, and
Yeah.
that would suck. And then what would I do?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I see guys who maybe didn't take school as seriously or have gone to different schools, like playing 5, 6, even 7 at some schools, like on tour. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Here, man?
exactly.
Like, things like that. But having the other option is huge. I do think it was a bit mental for me in my first tournament, first future this year in like September. I got to the semis. I beat some like very good players. I lost 6 in the third in the semis and served for the match at one point. And then from there, I didn't reach another semi in singles. So I was like, there was always something in my head that like I'd done it at first and I expected those results. And because I didn't have someone there to talk through it with, I think that kind of hampered me.
Well, that's the tough thing,
little
right?
bit.
Is in the pros, you usually do lose every week. And
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly.
You're
You
not
lose-
used to that.
You lose every week. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. People who don't know tennis,
Yeah. They don't
it's
get
so
that.
hard. Like,
Yeah, because you
it's
were
so
a junior
hard.
in New York, and I say this respectfully, New
Sure.
York, not exactly the hotbed
Yeah,
of
of
tennis
course.
in the juniors.
Of
And
course,
so
I
you probably won a lot from ages 10 to 16. I can't imagine there were a lot of locals you lost at.
honestly, I didn't win a main draw match in like the sectional. The sectionals
of
like
course.
the biggest
Yeah, of
tournament.
course. Yeah,
I didn't win a main draw match in that until I turned 16.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I won a match at the Midwest
Really?
closed before you. That's
how
hilarious.
long ago? When
Oh,
was
I
that?
mean, this was hold on. I was 16 years old, so 2011.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
solid group.
That's
I
cool.
forget the name of the kids, and then I got. You wouldn't know the name Sam Hoogland. Too old for you, but then he whooped me. Oh my god! I also, the Summer McNally went undefeated, like
Sure,
50
yeah.
wins in
Okay.
the 16s.
Yeah.
His first win at the Midwest
Was
closed
he,
at 18. Yeah, 0-1 win,
Oh, wow.
1-2, 40-15 me. He hooks the crap out of me, and I was like, John.
That's funny.
And then
You've seen. I think actually one of the funniest things I've seen was a highlight that UNC posted,
Yeah.
and it was literally just Ohio State overrules.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is. I'd
It's a
never
bold move.
seen anything like that before.
Go look up Paul Oosterbon's a cheater on YouTube. You'll enjoy
really?
yourself.
That's
It's
funny.
a really, really funny video.
That is good.
But again, some serious questions here down the home stretch. Some fun ones mixed in as well.
Yeah.
Indoor-outdoor facility at Columbia.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think it's going to be really good in terms of recruiting. It's going to be really good in terms of our tennis.
Yeah.
And it'll be great because it's a facility where we can host professional events.
Exactly.
Like it just makes it that much better. And we were already a very successful program without having unbelievable recruits. Not to say these guys weren't good. They were obviously good. But, if you start here versus you're starting here and you improve the same amount,
of course.
the second guy is going to be better. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for it. We just have to grind this year, which is fine. The only thing is I think people didn't like playing in the bubble.
Yeah.
And they might not mind it here. But
Yeah,
I still like that we have to take the bus or the subway up. And I think that might be another way that we're able to do both, because you're on campus, you're taking classes, then you take the subway or a bus up. It's a Columbia bus, a Columbia Athletics bus, not like we're taking like a New York City bus.
Of course.
I honestly like the subway because I grew up taking the subway, and I enjoy it. But anyway, like that separates the two. It's not like you can just walk from class right there to the courts here and then be playing. It's like, okay, I'm taking the time to go to the facility.
This is my school
practice.
time. This is my tennis time.
Yeah, this is my school time. This is my tennis time. And sometimes there's a lot of school time after tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, it happens. But it's very nice. And I like that our lifting, fitness, everything like that is on campus. It makes it nice.
I feel like this week, because it's syllabus week, you're trying to get in all the extra hits. You're like, this is, you can skew more towards tennis time.
That's pretty funny. That's funny that you say that. I think, honestly, 3 hours of like intense practice is more than enough.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, like 3 in a row, it can be a lot. But Yeah, no, the new facility is going to be huge. I'm really excited that we can maybe we could even host a collegiate event. I don't know if that's. I haven't talked to him
A
about that.
kickoff
That was just
weekend.
off
No,
the cuff.
I know.
That's
First of all, I know
off the
Howie
cuff.
would like to, and
Yeah, Howie's good.
again, that gets gets me back. Last 3 questions for you, I
Sure.
promise. 2019, 20. That said, you look at the recruiting rankings, you look at the kids going to Ivy League schools, and obviously there's an overlap between tennis and players who come from the background where you want to go to Ivy Leagues.
Yeah.
But you have pro aspirations.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Ivy League tennis and how that Ivy League spot, and by the way, Rogers 6-4 win in the third here over a lot Lapadat, but how that Ivy League tennis, the quality of it this year, how it's going to prepare you for those pro events.
Yeah, I mean, the Ivy League, I would say that the best thing for us, because now our goal isn't to win the Ivy League. Like, our goal is past that. That's just one of the things that we'd like to do on the way there. And what you're saying is it's true. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of programs, I mean, it's just so attractive to go to like Harvard.
Yeah.
When I was first looking at schools, my dad said, "You're going to Harvard."
Yeah.
Okay, you're just going to Harvard. You can do it. Why not just go to Harvard?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I obviously love Columbia, and I wouldn't change my decision for anything.
No, but I get it. Everyone has that conversation. You can go any sport for your school for your sport.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? It's like Stanford, Harvard.
Yeah.
It's like there's a short list of schools.
There is.
Yeah,
there is. And because of that, that's why I think so many good recruits are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the past, there have been many good recruits in the past, and they have not improved.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't end up doing anything.
Yeah, they burn out.
Yeah, a lot of people burn out. A lot of people don't like it as much. And, maybe they're not from a school where the academic, or from a country where the academics mattered as much. It wasn't as hard. Overall, I think that what I was going to say was the best thing about the Ivy League is the amount of pressure that you face, and having to overcome that pressure.
Yeah.
Like, be poised under pressure. I think that, and be kind of clear-minded and be able to still perform under pressure, immense pressure, maybe more than you'd feel in other situations. I think that's the best thing. And having that pressure and being able to deal with it is very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it's your job.
No, for sure. And, again, speaking of your coaches, is Howie, because I freaking love Howie. I'm on the Howie bandwagon.
Yeah.
Is he the most intimidating looking softy of all time? Because you look at the face and you look at it, it feels like he's always slightly angry or right on the precipice of anger. And then you actually talk to him, and he's the kindest human in the world.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Howie he's an exception among coaches, because he was a player himself at Columbia, one of our old coaches' bids, first recruits.
Of course. 84, I want to say, or something. 83.
I don't know, honestly, but
87 Ivy League champs.
Yeah. So he went through like the Columbia system before it was what it is today. So he got that. He started playing. He stopped playing. He started working. He worked at some of the top firms in the world. So he understands that aspect of it that comes with being an Ivy League student and what some guys want to do after. And then because of how much he loves tennis, he decided to come back and coach.
Yeah.
And most coaches did not work as a lawyer, as an investment banker. They don't have that like real world experience. Most coaches are just coaches. And the fact that Howie is able to see multiple sides of it, the fact that he was a player, it's kind of unbelievable. He's like a second dad in a way, to be honest. I talk to Howie and Rich all the time when I'm away. And it felt honestly not, I mean, you're not seeing them, but it doesn't feel super removed from school, even during the COVID thing. But yeah, he's great. I don't even remember what the question was. It was the softy, right?
Yeah.
You definitely, as a player, if you make a mistake, or like not a little mistake, like
on court, of course.
If you mess up in a big way, you definitely won't feel like he's a softy. He's a realist. I mean, he doesn't. He's no BS. He will tell you how it is, and he wants us as leaders to do the same,
which is what you want, right? You want that trust and you want that truth.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get that in both the classroom and on the tennis court over and over and over and over, you harden in a way that this is just how it is. And this is just, and that's why I think the guys who've been through the program and really pushed themselves in both tennis and academics are just like more prepared in general than other people would be. Not a knock on anyone else.
No, it's totally fair. And no, again, I mean, it's clear that whatever he is doing and whatever is happening in Columbia, it's working right now for you guys. And, again, for that, just final thoughts here, and then I'll let you go. How nice is it to be back on campus?
It's nice. It is very nice. It's a little odd, after playing a sport for a year and do. I have other stuff as well. Like I was paying for my own travel. I started the business to support that. And after doing all that, going back and seeing like people just wanting to go out and have fun, it's a little different. And you wouldn't expect it at Columbia that people just want to do that, but a lot of the time,
It's college.
It is still college, you know, even if it's a good college, it's still college. And there's definitely still time, especially if you're a normal student, to go out and do all that. There's for sure time, but it's really nice to be back. I'm living with Ben and Austin this year. We were just dealing with the apartment, got a wall put up for my bedroom, which is kind of a pain to organize and all of that. Still don't have a bed frame, but
that's good. Overrated.
I do. Yeah, exactly. But I do love, I love New York City. I love Columbia. I grew up going to school 3 blocks from campus and I didn't know anything about Columbia. I thought I would never want to go back. Then visited, talked to everyone, absolutely loved it. But it's awesome to be back on campus. I wish we had the bubble. I'm going to miss that place.
Yeah. It's
never again.
Yeah. But, no, please.
But I do. I'm really glad that we are able to be back and being as a team and like playing for a team, playing for Columbia. It's big. Definitely when I won yesterday, I was emotional, especially
I could tell you were on the bench. You sat there for the head in the towel.
Yeah. Because you work so hard and you want, and I wouldn't have been in the place, or not to say that I like did so well. Like I didn't do that well. You know, I did okay. But I tried like as hard as I could, even if I did things. Sometimes when you try really hard and do it not in the perfect way, you don't get to where you would have if you maybe tried a little bit less hard, but done it in a better way. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to be traveling and playing and seeing all these guys playing, and then to come and beat one of the guys who was doing really well. I don't know if he's injured or whatever. But
he's traveling to Illinois, so that's why he's getting ready to go.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So I'll see him there.
Yeah, exactly.
But either way, it meant like so much, because I remember being here a few years back and beating Tennessee. That was in
4-2 indoors 2019-20.
Yeah. Before that was kickoff.
Yeah.
That was one of the like highlights of my short, what has been so far short college career. It was unbelievable. So I like being back here, and I'm really glad that we're coming back in February. But I remember I think I was almost crying after I first played for Columbia at UVA a few years ago. I played like Matt Lord, I think. And I beat him, and it was just so cool to be doing it. And now like being able to lead and have like a good result or whatever. It's not that, just to show everyone like why I work so hard and everything. It meant a lot to me. And for the coaches, like the coaches worked their butt off to help me. Like they were waking up, following matches on SofaScore, things like that. Like they're doing all these extra things that they don't need to do for me. And just to be able to, show them that I'm trying to be what they would like. Not what they would like. That's a bad way to phrase it, but what they've shown me, like the way to be as a person. I'm trying to do that the best.
The investment is paying off. They're coaching you and you're receiving it well.
Yeah, exactly. And it means a lot. It definitely does.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. And did Rich leave? Did he go to New York to watch Max?
He went to Washington. I think he might be back.
That's what I'm saying. The guy's a workhorse. Freaking love Rich and Howie.
They work so hard.
Yeah. And not that every coach doesn't, but they do work particularly hard. Let's be clear.
They are. Yeah, they're two of the. I don't know any guys who are.
And to your point you mentioned earlier, they're not here because they need to be. They're here because they want to coach tennis.
Exactly. Rich was working at a law firm.
Yeah, exactly.
He was working at a law firm, and he decided to stop and come. And Rich loves this stuff. Like
he loves
it. Howie loves it, but Rich loves the college tennis, like the results, like knowing every single player. I actually, because he was at the Open, I didn't get the really like the full in-person scouting report. And I love having Rich on my court. It's great. I love having Howie and Rich, but it's
Rich will tell you every detail down to the second. No, of course. And so with that said, who does more recruiting of the little brother? You or the coaches, or did Columbia recruit it itself?
Yeah, well, so we didn't know if he was going to be
good enough. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it was similar to me. I actually, my freshman year of high school, started to have some like better results because I went to Barcelona to a tennis academy for a year because I was like really, really bad before.
Sure.
Just talented, but was missing everything.
Sanchez Casal, one of those.
Sanchez Casal.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Sanchez. I love the guys over there, Emilio and Angel Sergio. They're great guys. But yeah, so we didn't know if he was going to be good enough, but he's 6'5", like very, very, very talented, like super good with the racket. He improved so much. He works very, very hard. And I was telling Howie earlier, I think that my brother and Samir, when they come in, it's not going to be, and whoever else we get, I'm hoping we get one guy, not going to say who, but a good friend of ours as well. Like they're not normal freshmen. I practice with them all the time. They know what it takes. They went to good high schools. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm really excited for that because they can just jump right in and be on it. And then it's going to be even
Fast.
harder to play for these guys. And I'm coming back, even though I am a junior, technically, I still have another year.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to delay the graduation and play one more. The plan is to play a spring. We'll see if I play
fall, maybe go play pro events.
That would be ideal because then after school you can have a base.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see. Honestly, maybe I'll do the first year with that group and be like, wow, I just love this. I want one more year.
Yeah, exactly.
Decide to do the full thing.
So I was going to say, you still have 3 left, including this year.
I have 4 of eligibility.
Oh, you get 4 because freshman year and then it got
yeah.
That is crazy.
I mean, all 4, I'll be like 150 by the time I graduate. So I don't want that.
There's a Baylor running you. You'll spend 2 years there. Just kidding. Sorry, Michael. He knows I'm kidding.
No. I know what you mean. Yeah. I just don't want to be because it's tough, when all your peers and friends and stuff are like doing well and working and all this, and they're like, what, you're just playing tennis? I just don't.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
Sure.
And especially in college, like I don't want that to be.
You don't feel like you're wasting your time.
No, exactly. Of course not. Not to say that I would feel like I would be at Columbia necessarily, but I feel like there's a certain point in your life where even if it's the best environment possible in college, like it's
time to move on.
Exactly. And honestly, like I feel like I'm getting to that point because of everything that's gone on this year. Not to say that I'm not going to finish. I 100% am, but it's odd to go back from a more like adult setting to this.
That's why I tell my parents I'm not applying to grad school. I'm like, I can't do school again. I'm
doing
really
school,
happy.
It is. Yeah. Doing school again is definitely very different.
You'll take it though. No, again,
but it's cool also because at Columbia we get to take some really interesting classes. I'm very happy with like what I'm doing and you get to learn from some of the best people in the world. So it can be very great and interesting going to school for sure. But overall, I'm very happy. Obviously wish I would have won today, but they're trending in a good way, and our team, we have to work really hard. Like there's a lot that has to go on.
So I was gonna say that's a perfect place for us to leave it. My final question for you, and I started this at the top. You have 8 guys, sophomores or freshmen, but who have never played a college tennis match. This was their first weekend of competition. And so I'm curious for you, you're one of the leaders. You're obviously looking to make a jump, be one of the top 20, 25 players in college tennis this season. What do you have to do personally? What does the team have to do to get to where you guys want Columbia to go?
I think I have to lead by example and show them, look, guys, I'm like 860 in the world. And if this is what I'm doing and you want to be pros, this is what you have to do at least. And that's our way. Our way is 2 practices before we play a match. Our way is hitting after matches, doing school at the highest level, practicing really, really hard, working really hard in the gym, just like turning these guys into like full blown men.
Because you were here at 7:30 this morning for your 8:30 or like 8-ish for that 8. You were fully sweating before your team had even arrived.
Yeah. No, I'm trying hard.
It's working is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I think it's the biggest thing that honestly I want them to know is that you can work hard, or you can think you're working hard. This is what Howie says all the time, and I totally agree. You can think you're working really hard and actually be working like barely at all, not even doing much. I don't think there's anyone who plays tennis, any tennis player, anyone who played juniors and is like playing 6, 7, 8, whatever, not in the lineup. Everyone thinks that they're working hard. But learning what hard work really is going to be a big thing. Oh, there was something I was gonna say. I completely.
Welcome to the club, my friend. You spent 7 hours on a mic. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, of course. But what was I gonna say?
Yes. Plug in the business.
No, I could, but the biggest thing was it's doing little things correctly every day. Maybe there was something that I didn't want to do earlier this week, Memorial Day weekend, and I'm with my family and everything out in New Jersey, and Rich is like, you have to come in to lift Monday at like 10. Well, I thought I had the whole weekend. He's like, you had Saturday, Sunday. Now you have to be with the team and do this. But and I was like, oh my God, Rich, really? I don't want to come in. Like, give me the weekend, please. I got to be ready for mentally everything like that. But then I I mean, I did it. I was happy I ended up coming back, and like just doing little things like that you don't want to do over time compounds. And then in a month, 2 months, 3 months, you're like, wow, look where I am now. Like, honestly, for me, after my college season, playing tournaments all year, coming back now, I'm like, wow, look, like these guys 5, 6, 7 in college. And I feel like I should win that match yesterday, the guy's top, whatever. And it's a not super like insane. I didn't feel like, wow, I played really well to win that. I feel like I played completely.
I thought you just beat him.
I thought I played within myself.
Yeah.
And today I think I should have done a few things differently, but I felt like my level was higher than I showed. So it's all positive for me. But yeah, that takes it back to the thing, doing little things correctly, having it compound, and then being able to see those results is extremely rewarding in anything you do. Obviously, whether you're a teacher, doctor, tennis player,
podcaster,
anything, podcast.
There it is. No, I love it. No, completely. And again, it's been such a pleasure to watch you. I fired off a tweet and because not that this matters to you, but Twitter, I said you're going to be our top. I said I guarantee at the end of the year, Alex Kotson's going to be the highest ranked Ivy League men's tennis player in the country. I'm so certain about that fact.
Thank you very much.
No, of course, and again, some fun for you down the home stretch.
Yeah.
You have 8 freshmen or sophomores who've never played. Yeah. Do they all have to share freshman duties? Is it like the sophomores? You never had to pick up, so you got to pick up now.
So that's I
point of contention.
No, I came in saying, when I'm like captain doing all this stuff, like I don't want the freshmen to have to pick up the balls and do all this stuff. And then seeing that, like realizing all the hard work that you've done, so I'm like, okay, I kind of get why this would be the case. But I think that's a good point. And the sophomores have more duties, which they have to do at a higher level.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of carrying the ball back.
Get it acclimated quick. You're forcing 2 years in one.
Yeah, the sophomores. That's a good point. They're like freshmen, they don't say freshmen. You have to do this, but they're like, oh, Jaden, why don't you like grab the bag?
And you're like, no, why don't you?
Yeah, why don't you guys share it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a group thing.
Yeah, that's
funny.
That's awesome. Who's got messiest locker of the teammates?
Messiest locker. That's a good. We don't even have lockers at the moment, so it's hard to say.
Because the bubble's gone.
Yeah, exactly. But Hugo and I are sharing a room right now, and it's my section is not the cleanest it could be at the moment. That's because we practiced twice. We got to wake up really early. I couldn't find my contacts this morning for 10 minutes. I'm scrambling.
Devastating.
So I ripped up the whole room. I hope they cleaned it. That would be wonderful housekeeping at the Courtyard Marriott Knoxville.
You love it. Yeah. I was going to say best hitting partner for you. Favorite to hit with?
Best hitting partner on the team. That's a good question. I'm honestly, let me think about that.
They're all good. Let's be clear. They're all good.
They're all good. Who was I hitting with? Hitting with Rocco is good.
I like his game. That forehand is clean.
It is. Yeah. I like hitting with Rocco. I like hitting with Hugo because he rips the ball, and it's obviously uncomfortable when someone plays with that amount of aggression. So he's a very good hitting partner for me as well. Henry Ruger, fantastic backhand. We came out here yesterday and worked a lot after the match on some different things. He's a great guy. Honestly, everyone.
They're all good. Yeah. Everyone but. Is there a worse one? Or are you like, oh, I don't want it?
I want Austin to hit a little bit deeper.
Yeah. You're allowed to say that about your roommate, for the record. There's my doubles partner for life, this kid named Max Rothman. I'd be like, I'm not warming up with you. Really? Like we had a rule. I was like, I want rhythm, and you're not that.
That's very funny. Yeah.
No thanks.
A few years ago, Jackie Tang, we were doing our first hit, and I was missing a lot of balls wherever. He's like, dude, just make a ball. I think for him, that might have been me.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, Jackie. No, absolutely. Well, again, Alex, it was a pleasure getting to watch you compete today. And 3 sets with Monday. It was a really fun match. The straight set win over Diallo as well. You're headed to Champaign, you said, for the future?
Yeah, I'm in main draw, so I'll go on Monday.
Oh yeah, probably. You get the main draw. Yeah, they got to head to qualies there. You're like, no, I get the main draw.
That's the nice thing about grinding this past year is that you get to
a little margin for error
points. Yeah. But unfortunately, because Columbia is a tough school, like I would love to play Fayetteville after and then Texas after that and just continue to play. But
keep going.
That's just not how it works.
And you can't miss that much class.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no chance.
Already with what I'm doing, I have to, be pretty vigilant.
For sure.
Maybe over Thanksgiving.
No, absolutely. Well, again, I'm so certain college tennis fans are going to get to know your name this season. And Alex Kotson, Columbia, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you very much for having me. I watched you before, so it's rewarding to be on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Of course.